Welcome everyone. Today, we are tackling a problem that keeps CTOs awake at night, the runaway cloud bill. We've all been there. You move to the cloud for flexibility, but suddenly your monthly expense is higher than your revenue. Most teams blame their traffic, but the truth is often found in their architecture. In this deep dive, we are going to explore why Amazon ECS is the secret weapon for high-growth startups and established giants alike. We'll see how it can slash your infrastructure costs by 40% while increasing your speed to market. Before we talk money, we need to understand the machine. Amazon ECS, or Elastic Container Service, is a highly scalable, high-performance container orchestration service. Wait, isn't that what Kubernetes does? Yes. But while Kubernetes is like building your own custom car from a kit, ECS is like getting the keys to a high-performance sports car already tuned by professional racing engineers. It manages the control plane for you, the brain of the operation, for free. Your only responsibility is the data plane, the muscle where your code actually runs. Here is the first reason for that 40% saving: management overhead. To run a production-grade Kubernetes cluster, you need a team of highly paid DevOps engineers to manage master nodes, version upgrades, and complex networking. In a world of expensive talent, time is literally money. ECS is designed with a simplicity-first philosophy. It integrates natively with the AWS ecosystem. IAM for security. Built-in. CloudWatch for logs. One click. Route 53 for traffic. Automatic. Fewer moving parts means fewer things to break, and way less time spent on keep the lights on tasks. Now, let's look at the most critical decision you'll make in ECS, the data plane. This is the infrastructure where your containers live. You have two main options: ECS with EC2 or ECS with AWS Fargate. Choosing the right one is the difference between a lean tech stack and a bloated cost center. We are going to compare them across three dimensions: speed, control, and most importantly, cost. First, ECS on EC2. In this model, you manage the underlying EC2 instances. Think of this as owning your own land. You have absolute control over the instance types, the operating system, and the networking. If you have massive, persistent workloads that run 24/7, EC2 is often your cheapest bet. Why? Because you can use savings plans and reserved instances to get massive discounts from AWS. But remember, with great power comes great maintenance. You are responsible for patching the OS and managing the scaling of the clusters themselves. Then, there is AWS Fargate. Fargate is the serverless way to run ECS. You don't manage any servers. You just define the CPU and RAM your container needs, and Fargate runs it. From a speed perspective, Fargate is the undisputed king. You don't wait for EC2 instances to spin up, you just request a task and it starts. It's perfect for teams that want to ship code fast and don't want to worry about server maintenance. But is it more expensive? On paper, yes. Fargate has a premium price per CPUR. However, the real cost is often lower. Let me show you why. The biggest cost in the cloud isn't what you use, it's what you pay for but don't use. If you have an EC2 instance that is only 30% utilized, you are wasting 70% of your money. With Fargate, you only pay for exactly what the container consumes. There is no idling cost for infrastructure. This pay-as-you-go model often makes Fargate cheaper for variable workloads, even with the higher per-unit price. It's like the difference between renting a full office building versus paying for a single desk in a co-working space as you need it. If you do choose EC2, you must use bin packing. Imagine you are packing a moving truck. If you throw items in randomly, you'll need 3 trucks. If you stack them perfectly, you can fit everything in one. ECS has a bin packing placement strategy that packs containers into the smallest number of EC2 instances possible. By maximizing the density of your services, you can shut down those extra servers. This strategy alone often accounts for a 20% reduction in infrastructure costs. Now, let's talk about the single biggest discount on AWS, Fargate Spot. AWS has spare compute capacity that they sell at a massive 70% discount. The catch? They can take it back with a 2-minute warning. If your application is designed as a microservice, meaning it's stateless and can restart easily, you should be running your non-critical tasks on Fargate Spot. Development environments, batch processing, and even web traffic behind a load balancer can thrive on Spot. You are getting production-grade power for pennies on the dollar. We've talked a lot about money, but let's talk about speed. In the modern economy, time to market is a competitive advantage. If it takes your team 3 weeks to set up a new environment in Kubernetes, you are losing. In ECS, a developer can take a doc image and have a globally distributed service running in 10 minutes. This operational speed allows your product teams to run experiments faster, pivot when needed, and outpace competitors who are bogged down by infrastructure complexity. So, what is the verdict? If you want the absolute lowest cost for massive, steady-state workloads and have a strong DevOps team, choose ECS on EC2 with Spot instances and savings plans. If you want the fastest time to market, zero maintenance, and cost efficiency for variable traffic, choose AWS Fargate. But regardless of your choice, ECS provides the framework to grow from 1 task to 1 million without breaking the bank. Outro. Thank you for joining this ECS Masterclass. If you found this deep dive helpful, smash that like button and subscribe to @CloudDecoded. We have more architectural breakdowns coming your way to help you build faster, safer, and cheaper on AWS. See you in the next one. #AWS, #ECS, #Cloud Computing, #DevOps, #Masterclass, #Fargate, #EC2, #Cost Optimization, #Software Architecture.